This is a re-upload because YouTube took down the original video. This is such an important topic and it's honestly extremely disheartening as a small creator that YouTube can take down a video that I find so important. This video has been heavily edited to make sure that it follows YouTube guidelines fully. The original did, and I will stand by that, but I've had to go even further to make sure that this one stays on the platform. If you want the original version of this video, which is mostly uncensored, please check out my Patreon, patreon.com/jessicur. It's the only place where I can upload it, so if you want to watch it, then you can go over there, but if you don't, then completely optional. Just saying that it is there if you do want to watch that version. And thank you to everyone who does support me on Patreon and also YouTube members, but let's get into the video. My last video exposed a disturbing predator ring that no one was talking about, but what if I told you that that was just the surface? Because the rabbit hole that I've found now is even worse. If you don't know what a gooner is, count yourself lucky because a few months ago I was thankfully in your position. A gooner is a slang term for someone who gets off for hours on end, and usually a lot of them are blatantly addicted to adult material. They will constantly consume it and essentially let it take over their lives. And that is exactly how one can fall down the rabbit hole that we're going to be discussing today. Adult content is everywhere on the internet. If you scroll on Twitter nowadays, it certainly won't take long for you to find an OnlyFans model posting pictures of themselves, begging people to check out their OnlyFans profile. They will usually post previews of their content so people see them, get intrigued, and then follow them so they can slowly build a community. But some of these gooners thrive off these previews alone. Sometimes that tiny preview is all that someone needs, and suddenly they're following adult models left, right, and center, and everywhere they look, there is more content for them to consume. This is how easy it can technically be for someone to fall down the rabbit hole of gooning, and as they continue to fall deeper into their addiction, they can start to branch out to other platforms. Reddit is one of the most popular platforms that has an adult content side, and it's quite big. And as I was doing research for this video, I found a lot of people speaking about Discord servers made specifically for the purpose of gooning. I watched a video a few months ago where someone went into these servers, and it's safe to say that they are incredibly disturbing. But from that video alone, I didn't think that there was actually anything illegal going on, but as I uncovered the rabbit hole from my last video, I started to think that I may have been mistaken. And sadly, I was. Like I say, when you're going down this gooner rabbit hole, it seems as though there is a very thin and blurred line between adult content and illegal material. And as you continue to embrace a lifestyle, the line will continue to blur. And that's where Discord comes in. Discord has a predator problem. I will say that loud and clear because it's been known that for years it has had a serious problem with CSAM content, but it's not just the platform itself, because websites that promote Discord servers are just as bad. Let's take Disboard for example. Disboard is a website where you can upload your server in order to promote it. It's one of the most popular sites out there for this sort of thing, and you can literally find every server you can imagine, including questionable ones. There are a lot of gooning servers being promoted on this website, but at a first glance you wouldn't really think that there's actually anything wrong with them. Disboard do have a strict set of rules saying that the person uploading the server to be promoted can't put any NSFW content in their title or description, and the server must follow all laws in every country, as well as Discord community guidelines. In fact, they even have a review process, so servers being uploaded don't just appear on the site instantly. So you'd think that we could take a safe bet and say that everything on the site is very legal. And I really wish we could, but sadly that is not the case. One search of gooning, gooners, or goon will uncover a rabbit hole of servers advertising themselves as completely limitless. Some even brag about the fact that they allow those under 18 or show off the fact that they have no ID verification. If an NSFW server doesn't have ID verification in the first place, you kind of have to question what's going on because there's really no reason not to have it. If you're looking to view stuff like that quickly, there are so many websites out there where you can do just that. But if it's a platform like Discord, where you can have as many interactions with as many people as you want, then I personally feel that ID verification is essentially necessary. You'd think that bragging about the lack of ID verification, or even allowing minors in the server in the first place, would be enough to get it banned from Disboard, but sadly, that's not the case. Some of these servers have been on the platform for over a week, which is a long time when you consider what they're doing is literally illegal, and a lot of them have hundreds of members. But if you don't want to take my word for it, let me show you. And don't worry, everything is blurred, I didn't see anything bad. I used many Discord plugins to blur images, among other things. So let's dive in. Now, if you haven't seen last week's video going over the disturbing Piper Rockell and Bop House rabbit hole on Twitter, I would recommend you watch that video first because this one goes so much deeper. But it kind of follows on from what I found in that video because my discoveries were that it seems like it's very easy to cross over into illegal material if you are part of Gooner communities. That's exactly what we're going to be looking at now. We're going to be looking at some of these Gooner communities. They're very big on Discord, very huge. It didn't take much research to find that out at all, and popular websites like Disboard and other stuff like that have a massive list of them. So I have joined some on this account. This is my alt account that I've had for a while, and as you can see in the bio, it does say indicating the age, because I wanted to see how quickly I would get banned from some of these servers, and sadly, I have not been banned from any. I joined these about 2 hours ago, left the account sitting, some of them have active moderators, and yet no ban for someone whose profile is presenting them as a... So we're going to look at some of the most disturbing ones first. So just to give you an idea of what these usually look like, it's basically just very... I'm gonna have to be very careful about what I say in this video for the sake of it actually staying on the platform, and I certainly can't show most of the stuff, but basically, as you can see, there's channels like this where people can chat, they can request a DM and stuff like that, and hey, if it's all adults doing this, then that's fine, I don't have a problem with that, but when it starts to involve, that's when it's starting to get very concerning and illegal. And disturbingly, a lot of the servers that are on Disboard either have no ID verification of any sort, or they openly say that anyone can join no matter their age, or use the acronym NL, which I discussed this in my last video, but if you didn't watch that, NL stands for no limits, and a lot of these servers are very much based off that. We'll take this one for example, it's called Gooners. Now if we go to the rules here, we have a bunch of rules for titles and, you know, stuff that you're into, pronouns and stuff like that, but there's also an age rule, and in the age rule, there is, you'd think that for an NSFW server, it would be 18 plus, as it should be, but no, there are more rules such as 13 to 15 and 16 to 17. Now, I know what you're thinking, you might be thinking, oh, well, Jess, if you click these rules, you're going to get an insta ban, and I really wish that was the case, but as you can see, I've selected the rule, and I am still in the server with a bunch of other people who claim to be under the age of 18. And the disturbing part as well, there are so many people who are over the age of 18 or who haven't chosen any sort of age rule. So they're in a server with people who are minors speaking about NSFW stuff. And if there was any doubt, you can just look at these channels for an idea, and even some of the private channels, which I've got a plugin so I can see private channels just to see how disturbing some of this gets. And if we go to the general chat, we can see that just yesterday this chat was actually wiped. This server has been a thing since the 21st of March, so it was only made 3 days ago, but people have been saying in this chat that there was many more messages in here basically, and that it was wiped. So we can only imagine what was actually put in there. But that is far from the only server. Now, this is another server. This one's called A Limitless Goonvilla, and these guys have been a bit smarter than the other ones because in the age section, they start at 18, as they should. But if we go over to DM requests, we can see that they aren't taking any action against people who claim to be or people who claim to trade megalinks. And I'm sure you know what megalinks are by now, but a few years back it got exposed that predators were using the platform Mega, to share links that contained illegal material, and people are still doing it, just not as open in private servers like these. But it's not only people who claim to be underage, because there's also this aspect where people are tributing people they know in real life without consent, which is just a complete violation. Now, again, I don't really know if I can describe what tributing is, but I wouldn't recommend you Google it. It's basically you get off to pictures of people is the best way I can put it here. And in servers like these, people are offering out their loved ones' pictures, explicit pictures, to other people, sometimes even while they're asleep, right next to them. And it just keeps going on, because other times people will offer to share pictures of people they know in real life, or even their teacher, or even their sister. And of course, this isn't just a problem of these servers are very easy to access. I got onto this by scrolling on Disboard for under 10 minutes. And there's even people in here, like this person who claims to be, who says that they have no limits, and the more messed up, the better. And again, this person right here who say that they want to trade anything legal, in quotation marks, I think we can all get what they're hinting at, or they want to tribute things that are legal, again, in quotation marks. They're very much implying here something that we can all understand. And this is another server where they even have it in the name. They have NL Tribs. And people here are sharing pictures of what I can only assume is people they know in real life. And again, I've got a plugin, so I'm not able to see anything that anyone is posting here, because I'm not taking any risks when it comes to disturbing stuff like this. But don't worry, it's all been reported and stuff like that, so, you know, Discord can have the job of sorting through that to find out if it's illegal or not, but that's not my job. And just look at the sheer amount that's in here, like, this is just a whole rabbit hole. But by far one of the most disturbing servers that I came across. And sorry, just to interrupt myself for a second, even just by being in these servers and having the age of 15 in my bio, I've got a pending friend request and a message request of this guy saying hi. And it's a server I haven't even discussed yet. And of course, look, I'm going into these servers to share this information with you, because this really needs to be out there. This needs to be exposed. But I ask that you do not harass anyone shown in this video. You do not interact with these servers in any way. Please report them though. That's the only thing we can do. And I will not be interacting with this person, because that's not my intent here. But as I was saying, by far the most disturbing server that I've come across is one called Puppy Playpen. Now, if we click on this, it might seem normal. It's on Disboard, it says that it is the Discord server associated with someone's NSFW Twitter account. But what they don't tell you is that this person had this server when they were, and they're using it to sell content. If we go into the announcements section, we can see that they are charging $15 for access to video files. And if we go to the card that they've shared here, we can go to their Twitter account that they've linked, and in the bio they claim to be 18th, but in the location they've done something that has been known on Twitter for a while. Now, a few years ago I even spoke about this myself, but predators and maps and children who are pandering to these people often hide their age by saying things like 5 plus 12 or something like that, or Street West. So this isn't a location, and that's likely why the account is private as well. I mean, and there's no doubt that this person is definitely up to some illegal stuff, because they're literally charging for content out in the open. And even in the general chat for this server, we see people asking for DMs from minor attracted people, aka predators. And if we scroll up, we can see that this person is identifying themselves as a map, and even more people as we scroll up. So this is another server, it's called NL Area. This is where that guy messaged me from, and as you can see, to join the main chat you need to invite 2 people. Now, obviously I'm not going to do that. I'm just not, but we can see what the channels are. And again, it's a place for people to share pictures of people they know IRL. And it also says to enter the premium chat, you need to invite 50 people or pay $10. But by the looks of it, there's only one private chat and nothing else. So I don't really know if this is a scam or what. This is another server, which is called Vile Hole. And on the Disboard listing, it said that it was no limits. And if we go to the rules, we can see that, again, they just say it's the basic rules. Don't be an idiot. Don't spam, scam, don't spam gore stuff, don't be an idiot. Nothing against. The owner is 19 years old, but they don't seem to have a problem with people under the age of. And we know that because in the Get Rules section, there are rows that go as low as 14. And if we look at the row distribution here, we can see just how many people are under the age of 18. And this is another server, it's called Deepest Rabbit Hole, and they make it very clear that this is, again, a server for only the people who are most limitless. And this is a server that was actually banned before. They even advertised that fact in the Disboard listing. They have here that this is a no limits server. To gain access to the channels, you have to DM them one sample of what you think is in the server. But they also do follow up by saying, this server is no limits, but I prefer to say it. Nothing extremely illegal on here. You don't want to make us all nuked. Now, first of all, there's two red flags here. Nothing extremely illegal. That implies that they have no problem with illegal content, just as long as it's not too extreme. Also the fact that, you know, their reasoning isn't because it's bad, but because they don't want the server to get deleted. Quite frankly, I don't believe that that's even true. I think that's just to cover their back. And obviously, I don't have access to the channels, but we can see what they are. They have chats, captions, gooning over TikTok videos, and this other stuff you can see. It's been going on for years over multiple social media platforms, and I hope that this can raise some sort of awareness, but I'm not hopeful of stopping it, to be honest, because it seems like the more you stop it, the more it continues to go on. And all that started from one Disboard search. This is the second rabbit hole that I've discovered in the space of a week, and sadly I'm aware of many more because of brave viewers who have come to me to tell their story. Minors are in serious danger on social media. It seems as though every popular platform has an extremely dark side where minors can showcase themselves and adults can engage with them. The rules don't allow this, but rules are ultimately nothing if action isn't taken. Many creators have spoken out about how bad Discord's moderation is, and of course I've reported these servers and also these users, but I'm not confident that anything's going to come of it. I ask that if you come across these servers, please report them, but at the same time, please do not search them out actively or engage with anyone from this video. I know my platform isn't as big as others out there, but I'm still going to do everything I can to raise awareness about issues like this one. Education is important when Discord and Disboard won't take action, so I hope that this video can at least make some parents and also minors aware of the problem that is actively going on. Many of you may not even know that the platforms you're using day in, day out have a disgusting dark side, but trust me, it's really not hard to find. You don't even have to look anywhere specific. As I mentioned, you could literally be looking for normal and legal stuff, and the next minute, you could be fed an insane network of illegal servers. And please, speak about this. Share this video if you want, but if you don't want to do that, I don't care about getting any sort of views on this. I just want this issue to genuinely be tackled. So please, by all means, use your platform to expose this. The more light we shine on these dark rabbit holes, the better, because eventually they become hard for not just us to ignore, but also for Discord to ignore. These servers and the people actively engaging with them seriously need to be investigated by the authorities and Discord, because this is a big problem, and if it isn't tackled, then it's never going to stop. Platforms and websites may turn a blind eye, but that doesn't mean that we have to. By exposing these rabbit holes, we can hopefully force change. Thank you so much for making it to the end of that video, I really appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share the video, do all of that good stuff, it really helps the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think of this disturbing rabbit hole and what you think can be done about it. And check out my social media, I have Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram. And thank you so much to my Patreon supporters and YouTube members: Brooke, Entreprenaut, Morrigan, K4 Silver, Alex Rod, Based Finger, Carmilla, Tango Slime, and Shoshka. I appreciate you all and thank you so much for making this possible. I'll be back on Friday with another video, but if you want more content right now, YouTube thinks that you'll like the video that's on your screen.